Well, ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling right now? Are we breathing? Are we good? We off life support right now. Like, of course, we need to chill for a little bit, but as always, the third intermission crew always comes through, especially during the Olympics, and this is no different. Um, what it is, welcome to a post-game edition of the third intermission podcast. Your boy Dave signing on for today. Of course, just following up after Canada's 3-2 victory three massive comeback victory over the Finns at the Olympics. Canada will be playing for gold on Sunday. First things first, just to do a little bit of housekeeping. Follow us on the socials at Toronto Third, both on Twitter and on Instagram. You can also follow us on Blue Sky as well. And of course, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts from. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe and hit that notification bell because we be hitting you with videos every single week. Got the hood general himself, Troy in the building. Of course, Troy and I were obviously watching the game right now, as I'm struggling to keep my Crosby jersey on right now. Of course, what a game that was. And in all honesty, like, I'm like Elliot Friedman and like practically most of Canada who was watching the game right now. I need a cigarette after that. What do you think, Troy?
A cigarette, a cigar, a blunt if you got it.
Right?
Why not?
At least like two edibles, or at least like two edibles or something. Man. Like, damn.
At least. Something to hold you until that U.S. hockey game starts at 3:10.
Oh, trust me. And thank God it's a Sunday morning because, like, yo, I could just sleep in and cry if we lose. So,
Go back to bed, nap it out.
right. But I got to be completely upfront. That was a great game by Canada. I got to give my hat off to Finland for that one as well because like Finland just came out swinging, and I mean completely swinging. Like what that first goal was just crazy, and then the shorthanded goal while Canada was on the power play in the second period, that was wild.
Oh, absolutely. Again, me as well. Hats off to the Finns. Um, they showed to Canada and the rest of the hockey nations that they are by no means an easy pushover. They battled hard for all 60 minutes, and they absolutely gave us our run for our money. That could have gone either way. Despite Finland not making it to the gold medal game, hats off to them. I hope they know that they did their countrymen and women proud. There's no need to hang your head in shame. You all did the damn thing out there. You just came out on the wrong side of the story.
No, I fully agree. Some of those calls though were a little suspect. I'll be honest, at least on both sides of the puck. Um, that high sticking though, or sorry, that last call within like 2 minutes, I have to say Canada caught a break on that one.
The high stick on McKinnon,
Yeah,
because I didn't think that referee was going to put his hands up because he was looking at the whole thing. I didn't think he was going to put his hands up, but
yeah,
surprisingly he did. Super late call. And I feel like that referee was going off of crowd reaction. It's like, okay, I kind of have to now. So, I
yeah,
mean, you see the head snap back and you see the arms go up for McKinnon, and then you hear the boos, and then all of a sudden, okay, now I got to put my hand up and call this. Because
hmm,
I in tournaments like these, and we see it often in the Stanley Cup playoffs, where the linesmen and the referees they tend to let things go,
yeah,
like things they would ordinarily call in the regular season. They try not to call in the playoffs because they don't want to be the center of attention. They want to let these men figure it out, play it out for themselves, and let them decide the game, and not the referees. Whereas in other sports like football, basketball, baseball, you've got the umpires and referees constantly making it about themselves
yes.
to change the game. Hockey is not so much like that. But yeah, I agree throughout the entire tournament, really, not necessarily just this game. There has been a lot of suspect fishy calls. Um, some of these things that they've let go though have been egregious, really.
Yeah.
Um, Watching this game
Oh, did you cut out? Oh, it looks like Troy froze for just a second here. Just gotta wait till it kicks in.
Like I
I
said,
think
I guess the refs were determined to just let them play it out as opposed to letting them be the center of the story as to why somebody wins or loses with a
no, of
power
course.
play.
Of course. And it's just it's openly annoying when you have referees trying to say like, "Oh, okay, I'm just going to take this game over and screw one team over the other just because it's like I want to feel important. Nobody comes to visit the zebras at the zoo." And it's just like, "Listen,
Nobody goes into a furniture store just a window shop.
exactly." So, either way, I digress. It is what it is at this point. Canada's going through, and three unanswered goals by the Canadians, which is absolutely wild. Um, Especially when Finland was playing a great game. Like they had Canada hammered down really hard, especially within like the first 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah, the Canadian team they seem to have. It took them 40 minutes to figure out that Finland was playing a 2-3 zone defense.
Hmm.
Um, like they were sticks were down, blocking passes, entry zones. They're just clogging up that blue line. Like they were willing to give them the neutral zone, but that's as far as it went, really. The dump and chase wasn't really there.
Hmm.
Um, and like the Finns, like they're not necessarily a speedy team per se. They don't have a lot of speedsters, but like they thrive on turnovers. I feel like their play along the boards in the first two periods was a lot better than Canada's.
Hmm.
Um, you know, they let UC Saros see all of it. They let him see everything. And if that goalie sees everything, good chance 9 out of 10 times he's stopping that puck.
Yeah. No, I've got to say, like the awareness on Bennington's end was kind of crazy in itself. But you got to give your hats off to Yusei Saros as well. This man stood on his head and took the full barrage of just Canadian offense, left, right, and center. What were the final shots on goal between the two of them, which I'm actually looking up right now. Um, Finland took a barrage of Finland took a barrage of shots within like the last two periods. Canada was leading 11-4 in shooting, and then in total they've exploded for 36 shots on goal, which is absolutely wild in itself.
Sorry, I went to minimize the win on the whole thing shut down. I don't know. I think I just did it again. I hate this phone. Final shots, unless you can pull it up faster.
Well, I just did. So it's like it was final shots on goal were 36-15 in say well, yeah, 39. It was like 39 to 17 in favor of the Canadians, which was absolutely insane. Of course, Canada had scored three goals on 39 shots, while Finland had scored two on 17. And it was just an absolute barrage on Yusei Saros. Like I feel like after that shorthanded goal by Eric Holla in the second period, it looked like Canada was just ready to just roll over for a bit, and they had to find a way to just go through and just play their game. Play their game. Um, of course, Nathan McKinnon was playing very well. Macklin Celebrini scored, creating great scoring chances, a lot of high danger chances, and of course, when Canada got that first goal in the second period, you knew the momentum was shifting going into the third.
You mentioned UC Soros standing on his head, and he absolutely did, including getting beamed in the head three different times in the
Yo,
second.
trust me.
Um, yeah, I think when Finland scored that shorthanded goal, you could see momentarily the air being let out of the Team Canada bench and the Canadian fans in the crowd. But I feel like maybe something was said on the bench that the cameras didn't catch because like you saw something different off the next face off from the Canadian players because they knew in that moment if you let Finland score one more time, damn done.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it, Jam's done. So they knew they had to find that extra level, that extra oomph. You know, they that desire to be on top, to be one step ahead of their opponents, and they decided, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it for us. Let's do it for the country. Let's get into that gold medal game. Like we're not going out like that, and they showed us why they weren't gonna fold.
Exactly. It's pretty much like, yo, if we're going out like us. So that's essentially what's happening, what happened at this point. And, you know, the fact that Connor McDavid got his 12th point, he's now tied for the record for most points by an NHLer at the Olympics, which is absolutely wild considering the amount of tournaments we've had with NHL players. It's like you'd think Crosby in 2010 would have been able to eclipse that record, or Lindros in 2002, or Sundin in like say 2006 at Torino. Um, it's or even like for like even Peter Forsberg, or the Sedins in 2014. You know, and the American team was actually decent. Same with the Russian team. Like I think Ovechkin was on the roster in Sochi, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's absolutely wild to think that it only took 12 points. It only took like what 12, 13 points for an NHLer to have a record at the Olympics, which is kind of crazy in itself.
Yeah, and like you said, like the fact that it only took one tournament to do it as opposed to multiple tournaments.
Yeah.
I mean, that that just goes to show that McDavid is a wild man and easily the best player on the planet at this point.
The
No
man was
offense,
playing like a man possessed this tournament.
yeah, and the fact that like McDavid is out there, he's just hitting people like they owe him money. You know, love to see that. That was fantastic. Because some
No,
people will
for real.
probably
I enjoyed every bit of that.
oh yeah, I mean, like it shows a different side to his game too, right? Because everybody knows him as flash and dash, you know, very crafty with his hands and his vision and stuff like that. And it's nice to see somebody be able to go out there and hit bodies, almost like I want to say a Canadian Ovechkin, more or less, because the last time we saw somebody with hands to do that and go out and start banging bodies was Ovechkin.
No, I agree. I fully agree. It's like I was making jokes like saying like, yo, Connor McDavid is him because like, yo, the man eats steak with Himalayan salt. The man goes to the Himalayas on vacation just to climb Mount Everest. You know, the man wears Timberlands, all black Timberlands just for fun. You know, the man drives a '64 Impala. You know, just cruising down White Avenue. You know, this man don't play around.
Nope. Took a page out of Nate McKinnon's book. I ain't here to I ain't here to mess around. I'm here for one purpose and one purpose only.
And that's to win.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So going into the gold medal game, obviously the one game that we're kind of keeping an eye on as well is the United States Slovakia game. And of course, if say something miraculous happens, or sorry, barring something miraculous, I feel like we're getting another Canada USA final.
Yeah. I think so. Come on, Slovakia. But yeah, like everybody's fully expecting the US to advance. I'm hoping Slovakia can pull it off, or at the very least, give them the absolute best run for their money possible. Um,
The
I
Americans haven't
think
contested all tournament.
no, not really. Um, I think people want to see Canada US just because that's the biggest rivalry, and it's a huge ratings draw as well.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would like to see Slovakia only because I am tired of the Kachuk brothers on my screen.
Trust me. No,
I
trust
am,
me. I fully agree.
you know, and if it does end up being the U.S. and you know if it ends up being, we Canada comes out on the wrong side of things. I do not want. You will never hear the end of anything from the Kachuk brothers.
Oh
I ain't trying
God.
to hear none of that. None of that. So the sooner we can get this over with and shut them up, the easier it'll be for us.
Listen, that elbow drop will be swift. Will be swift on Sunday.
Elbow
Believe
drop, leg drop from the top rope.
me. Exactly. Swanton bomb, power bomb, like you
Superplex.
exactly. Like if say the Americans do end up winning, you are going to be expecting a heavyweight fight on Sunday. Um, I know Slovakia is no slouch either, though, because like Slovakia knocked off quite possibly one of the best teams out there outside of Canada and the United States and Finland during the preliminary round. And of course, Finland came in as a defending Olympic champions from Beijing 4 years ago. So obviously, if you're Canada right now, you want to watch this game with as much earnest as possible because you do not want to go in facing the Americans with like say any form of cockiness in this situation. You want to go in with like a clear head, a clear mind, and you also want to go in as humble as possible. You know, the Americans are going to come in with as much bravado as possible. Of course, they're riding a high right now, considering the American women just beat the Canadians for only the third time in the Olympics in women's hockey. Of course, we're all still a little upset about that from yesterday.
Yes. I feel like the men's team, if they survive Slovakia today, all that's going to be on their minds is four nations. They're going to want to use that as
They're
their
catalyst.
motivation as revenge, as opposed to just playing the game to win a gold medal. That's what you're there
I,
for. Who cares about the four nations at this point? It's the Olympics.
Exactly. I think that's always been on the American forefront because like of course we all saw the commercials, we all saw the post game interviews, we all saw like the hype videos and everything. And we all see the American fans just on social media saying like, we're gonna get revenge for basically a fake exhibition tournament. It's like, well, again, you guys were leading that game and then you ended up losing. So and then all of a sudden the goalpost got moved saying like, oh well, it's just a fake exhibition tournament. It's like, were you not boasting about it a week ago?
Images that preceded unfortunate events.
Exactly. It's like you were talking all that good stuff just a second ago, and then you got kicked in your chest.
You got kicked in your chest. Did anybody see who accosted that man?
Exactly. So I feel like the United States Canada is going to be a great game. If we ever see Canada Slovakia in the gold medal game, I'd be extremely happy about that. I would also make sure that, like, as a Canadian, I would not overlook the Slovaks in any way, shape, or form because they look like the absolute dark horse team that they are. And if they come out swinging and cause problems, I'm going to be very, very excited for what comes next.
Now, I know we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves by thinking it's going to be a USA Canada final. If
Yes.
it is, do we see a fight?
I don't think we even walk past that point because like we are going to see at least one, if not two fights on the ice, and somebody's going to get ejected for it.
Oh, for sure.
Because like obviously fighting in the Olympics is something that no hockey tournament plays with.
Yeah, it's an automatic game ejection. Um, and I get depending on I guess what starts it, it's subject to further disciplinary action. So I mean, like let's say if there's a reason that the fight starts, like say an instigator penalty, something like that, and they fight, the the potential for that to carry, even though 4 years is a long time, the
Exactly.
potential for that to carry over could be massive, depending on who it is, right? It's a good thing that they're, that those penalties won't follow them to the NHL, which is, I guess, something to be fortunate and grateful for.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, if a fight does happen, I hope it doesn't, because I mean, you're not there to fight. If you want to fight, go box, go jump in the UFC. You're there to play hockey.
Exactly.
But either way, regardless of who we play on Sunday morning, I think it'll be a great game. It's going to be a must watch. Get your popcorn ready. Have your Kleenex by your side too, just in case you need it.
right? Make sure you have a beer, or make sure you have a Radler, or make sure you have some grapefruit juice or some orange juice or something, or make sure you have some Milo tea in case you're Jamaican or in case you're a Yadi. But all I'm saying is, be prepared for one of the greatest days in Olympic history. Thy name is Olympic gold medal hockey game. That if you're a huge fan of hockey, go for it. If you're not, if you're a casual or say you are not very interested in hockey, still watch it anyway. Of course, it'll make for great TV, and of course, it's the premier event. It's the crown jewel of the Olympics, pretty much. You know, as much as like say some people like to sit there and say like, oh well, it gives us a chance to showcase other sports like curling, which is really cool, by the way. Speed skating, which I think we really need to talk about because like we need more black speed skaters in there, in the sport. Um, Maybe freestyle skiing.
Am I too old to start speed skating? Like I already play hockey. I know the blades are different, but I mean,
Hey,
I
you
still
never
got a
know.
little
I
bit.
mean, like if you and I can actually get to Calgary and be like, yo, listen, we're just trying to actually get like a trying to just go to the Olympics and just compete just for the plot. It's like, can we do it? Let's do it.
I do it as long as the Alberta Premier doesn't get in my way.
I know there's probably like some speed skating clubs here, like out here in Ontario, maybe in Quebec too, but like we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah.
are you a long track? Are you a long track guys? Or are you a speed or short track guys?
Um, Probably both, to be honest with you. And I mean, it'll be a change from skating without a stick in my hand and all my gear on. But that could make me faster, even at the big old ripe age of 43.
Hey man, I'm 38, man. Like if I could actually go to the Olympics at 42 and actually skate for a medal, like I would fall in love right then and there, you know?
Yeah.
But like
Question.
here's the thing.
Question for
I like what I'm trying to figure out is like, there aren't too many people over their 40 in their 40s literally at the Olympics because like outside of the curling teams, it's like everyone's practically in like their 20s or 30s and it's just like
Well, you did have Lindsey Vaughn, because she's
true.
like 41 or 42, but I think her even going in the first place was a huge mistake.
Yeah. And now she got another
Absolutely.
metal rod in her leg.
Yeah, and I'm hearing that like there's a chance that like because they have to do surgery on her leg and that she might actually lose that leg. There's a good possibility that happens. Is
Yeah.
that worth it? Mm-mm. Not
Mm-mm.
when you're already messed up like that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You want one more shot at Olympic glory, but somebody on her team didn't have enough words with her to tell her this ain't worth it. Like,
Nope.
get it? You want a chance at one more medal, but you're already a decorated athlete. What more do you need?
I would have said PK Subban, but I think he dumped her like a while back. So that's terrible coming from me.
Had the two of them still been together, him telling her not to go might have been the only intelligent thing he probably would have said.
No, I agree. I agree. But then again, who out in these streets apparently listens to black men these days? So, anyways,
So, question for you, going back to Sunday before we start getting together to try and wrap this up here. Who
yeah.
gets to start in goal for Canada? Would you trust Jordan Binnington to get the start, or do you give it to Logan Thompson, or do you make that decision on who advances between U.S. and Slovakia?
That's a great question because, like, for me, if you're going, if it's being run back between the Stars and the Stripes and the Maple Leaf, then it's like you have to go with Bennington. Bennington apparently knows this roster upwards, like upside down, backwards and forwards, inside and out at this point, and it's just like what, like, he's pretty much ready to handle any and everything when it comes to the Americans. So it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. In fact, like he took out basically He basically took out a team and a goal scorer in the name of Mikko Rantanen, who has 15 goals on him like all season long. So it's like, he's kind of known to expect that. On the flip side, it's like the Americans play a very aggressive style. And I feel as if, like, say, Bennington is more capably suited for the Americans than Logan Thompson. That's not to say that Thompson doesn't know what he's doing. On the flip side, I don't know if Bennington can actually handle the Slovaks because, like, again, the Slovaks are kind of like what the Swiss were a few years ago. Like, they'll come and attack you out of nowhere, and they'll surprise you. You know, they think they play like they make you think they play like a very basic game, and they'll just come out of nowhere and just surprise attack you left, right, and center, and then just go back to, like, say, a zone defense or a man-to-man defense.
Yeah, true. I think, like I said in the group chat, I personally would give Logan Thompson the start, mostly because at this point everybody knows the book on Bennington. You
Hmm.
know, if you pressure him enough to handle the puck, he's bound to make a mistake. And the biggest flaw, I think, for Bennington is his rebound control. This guy bounces out pucks faster than a bouncer throws out a reckless patron from the bar. Like, I don't know if it's the pads, if it's just how he plays, but like, and like you said, the Americans they love to crash in that, and to an extent, I believe Slovakia does too. If you got guys crashing the net like that, and he's kicking out rebounds as far as the eye can see, we're in trouble.
Exactly. So
Um, and for the Americans too, like, and again, we're both getting ahead of ourselves here by assuming it's the Americans.
yeah,
But assuming it is, um, and we're playing them. Do you think we? Do you think Ottinger or Hellebuck gets the start? And if Hellebuck gets the start, do you think you're going to see like regular season Hellebuck or playoff Hellebuck?
if it's Ottinger, I feel like he deserves an Olympic moment at this point. Um, so I'd probably put him in between the pipes if he does face Team Canada. Um, if it's Connor Hellebuck, then, like, he has to be on his A game at that rate. Because, like, if we see him show up out of nowhere, and it's just like, oh, or sorry, if we see him show up against the Canadians and he comes out flat, then it's like, I feel like, say, the American brass are going to look at the situation and be like, why the hell did we make this decision in the first place? Because obviously the Americans are waiting for an opportunity to actually win gold again. And they have not touched the gold medal since 1980 at Lake Placid. So, as it as it stands right now, like, the Americans have their work cut out for them. Obviously, they can't overlook the Slovaks because the Slovaks, like I said, they're one of those teams that can come out and surprise you out of nowhere. So, like, the Americans really have to be able to be capable of handling what's going to happen. As for, say, potential matchups between who gets to start for the Americans against the Canadians potentially, I would have to say Jake Oettinger at this point, only because, like, I want to see him have a better opportunity rather than Connor Hellebuck. Connor Hellebuck knows how the Canadians play, and I feel like Canada might take advantage of that.
Agreed. Another question: does Sydney play on Sunday?
That's a very tough question to ask because it's like, if he plays, there's a heavy risk of injury for one, and two, I don't know if he has anything left in the tank for that, especially a high scoring, high powered, heavyweight fight type affair against the Americans, right? The Americans obviously went with youth, and they went with they went with youth and they went with skill, but they also went with size. I don't know if Sidney Crosby can handle that, given A, his age, and B, his skill level right now, because, like, obviously he's not scoring as much as he used to.
No, he's not. But he is still one of the best players in the world.
No,
Um, I've
that's a given.
I've heard rumblings that they were trying to fit him or trying to get a knee brace together for him in hopes that he would play. I do agree with you in the sentiment that because he's getting up there in age, like I believe he's 38 now,
Yeah.
37. So like being an older guy, your injuries don't heal as fast as it would if he was younger.
No, I
Um,
agree.
I feel like if he plays, it's
Mhm.
not going to be at 100%, and the Americans are going to target that. And the last thing you need is to have Captain Canada and the captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins taken out by a pesky American team just to try to gain that little edge of an advantage. Um, if he feels great, because he's already had, I think, at least 2 days now. Two
Yeah.
days, he's got today, and he's got all of tomorrow to try and rest up this knee. But if he wakes up Sunday morning, and if there's even any sort of discomfort as he's rolling out of that bed, you do not play. Don't
No,
do it.
I see that as well. So I have to say, like, if he's healthy come say tomorrow morning and he skates around and he's fine, go for it. If you wake up Sunday morning or Saturday or Sunday morning and you're in pain, sit this one out. Like you have Nathan McKinnon, you have Connor McDavid there, and like it looks like Connor is capable of handling, say, big international moments. And of course, the Four Nations face off, even though it was an NHL sanctioned event, Connor can handle himself when it comes to, I guess, when it comes to big moments internationally, anyway. So I'd go with like I guess I'd stay the course in this situation.
Yeah, because I mean, today's game it shows that we are still capable of being a very good team without Sidney Crosby in the lineup. That you had guys up and down the lineup picking up the slack, even though it took them 40 minutes to do it. But
Yeah,
it shows, you know, it just shows the depth of Team Canada
agreed.
that we're capable of interchanging players and still putting up a valiant effort.
Well, we're gonna see what happens going into Sunday. Of course, later on today, hopefully we can get this video posted before the end of the day. Um, Later on, we are going to see United States Slovakia, and we are going to keep an eye on that game as well. We can also do a post game as well for that. But as it stands right now, Canada is going to the gold medal game. Finland will be going to the bronze medal game, and the bronze medal game will be played tomorrow. All right, Troy, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Congratulations again to Team Finland. Like we said earlier, you guys did amazing. You guys held your own against us. Don't hold your head down too low for too long. You guys did your countrymen and women proud. Don't be ashamed of your performance today. Team Canada, you, there's still work. The job's not, as Kobe Bryant once famously said, job's not finished.
Yes.
Go out there Sunday morning, finish the job. Finish the job. Uh, Play good defense. Forward play is very, very, very important, regardless if it's the Slovaks or the states you play. Pay attention to who's on the ice. Forward play is important. Get eyes in front of the goalie. No, I'm sorry, not eyes. Get bodies. Take away the goalie's eyes, regardless of which starter they put in net. Take away the eyes. Move the puck around. Figure out what kind of defense they're playing. Sort it out. You guys have NHL coaches on that bench who do make amazing in-game adjustments. Listen to the coach. Talk to each other on the bench. Tell everybody what you see. Talk to your goalie. Talk to your defenseman. Talk to everybody. I think we're in for an exciting final, regardless of who the opponent is, and I can't wait.
Me neither.
Let's go, Canada.
Well said. All right, folks. We will be back for a post game later this evening. when the United States takes on Slovakia. But until then, drink your water, mind your business, go take a nap, and deuces.